Hey everybody, welcome to the Goth and the Sloth. I am Matt, your Sloth.
And I am Luna the Goth.
This is a podcast of two friends that live across the country trying to live their best lives and, discuss happenings going on. And this first edition of this podcast is all about the current pandemic and everything that's going on.
Yep.
How are you doing?
Well, I'm drinking a lovely rosé that I picked up to go at my favorite bar, where I also work sometimes, and that's how I'm doing. It's been a crazy week, month, life. Is
Yeah.
it still March?
Right? Have you seen those memes going around on Twitter that's like me at the beginning of the March, me at the end, and it's always like super clean and then you're just disheveled?
Yes. Actually, my partner posted one, I think today, and it was what's his face that plays Beetlejuice?
Michael Keaton?
Yeah, it was like regular Michael Keaton, March 1, Beetlejuice, March 408th. Like, it's just
My
the
favorite
worst.
was they did the Bryce Dallas Howard from Black Mirror, and is the beginning of the episode where she's like taking the Instagram picture, and then at the
Yes.
end where she's got the ripped dress. And
Yes. So relatable. I don't know about you guys, but March has lasted 5,000 years.
Just
Technically,
about.
it's not March anymore, and it still feels like it's March.
It's just we're just spinning wheels.
Anyway, how are you?
All right, hanging in there, doing the things.
Yeah.
Doing all my side hustles, trying to keep it all up and together as much as
For
I
real.
can.
If I had side hustle muscles, I'd be like swole as fuck right now.
It's the only way to do it. So let's jump into the news, why don't we? So what's new with your life, the state, the good old Virginia? I don't know what your
Yeah.
state nickname is, I forget, but
I'm not sure I'm sure we have one. I don't know what it is. I haven't been here long enough yet. So the news for the state, since last we spoke, the governor was like, no, I actually meant it. Please stay at home. And so he has declared the stay-at-home order like enforceable. So I guess now everyone's shaking in their boots. I don't really know, but it just means that I guess people like for realsies need to stay home. I don't know that it'll change that much, but I think it's good because I think that like as we're finding out with this virus, it's way scarier than we thought, and it's going to kill way more people than we thought. I just found out that the number of national deaths on Wednesday was 1,000.
yeah, something like
It's
that.
like,
Yeah,
are we going to start hitting the numbers at 1,000 a day? This is insane. And then my
Yeah.
sister, who is a orthopedic surgeon. Sorry, I always
Yeah.
pronounce that wrong, so I had to think very hard before I said that. But she's an orthopedic surgeon. See? And she's been sending me like all of the updates that she's getting from her doctor friends, and apparently the virus is aerosolized, which means that it can live in the air longer than we thought. It doesn't just like float around in the air forever like TB, but it's scarier. And so I think just the develops overall, we're starting, for me it kind of feels like we're just like in this, like last week I said that we were in a free fall, which I still agree with, but right now it's almost like that gasp for air, like when you get scared, like everyone's got that sharp intake and no one can exhale. Like it just feels like maximum lung capacity, which is not what you will have if you get this virus.
Right.
So, anyway, yay, dark.
That
humor.
is that's kind of interesting because that is one of the unknowns that they were very worried about. What we're unsure about is how long it hangs in the air, and that's like what was part of the scary unknowns of it is some some viruses fall right to the ground. Some, like you mentioned, TB hangs out like forever, and it just is there.
Mm-hmm.
And they had no idea. So kind of interesting to see or
Yeah,
hear that it's
yeah, and so this news. I mean, my sister was saying that the medical community has known about this for about a week, but it's starting to hit the media now. So I'm wondering what that means as far as how people are going to react to learning about this. Like, is this going to cause another wave of panic?
Probably.
More hoarding, more toilet paper gone forever. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And then for my personal life, I just got the fun call that I've been furloughed at like the last job I had standing in Virginia. So that was a nice little punch to the gut. Which, I mean, I saw that coming, but at the same time, I'm like, I've worked so hard to like be so self-sufficient and independent and like start my own business and do all this stuff, and like I just had this one side hustle as a barista to like, have fun and interact with humans outside of my home.
Yeah.
Turns out that's illegal. But yeah, so like, I don't know, the dance studio already being closed and then being furloughed there, and it's bleak.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
But this is brightening my day. Yay, podcasting.
There you go.
What about you, Matt? What's going on in Colorado?
Going in Colorado. So I did some research and actually found the Colorado Department of Health has a really neat dashboard that you can get all the stats.
Oh my God. Count on Colorado to have like cool tech user interface. Like, hey, this is cool. Look at us. We're making this information easy. Man, I miss Colorado sometimes.
Because, I didn't want to, like, round off numbers I didn't know. And I don't trust a lot of news sources these days not to, like, fudge these around either to make it sound worse or make it sound better, depending on what they're looking at. So it's like, I'll get it from the source. So the current deaths in Colorado is 80 at this point.
Oh,
wow. Which is very high up there. 3,342 cases.
Holy
although
crap.
there's a big asterisk on this. These haven't all been tested. Some of these are also just like doctors are like, yeah, you probably have it, but we don't have tests.
Yeah.
So it's not an exact number, but that's still
that's still a lot. I would even say that that's probably not that as many as there actually are, because people aren't going to get tested if they have a slight, if they just have coughing or whatever and they're not too worried about it. Like it's probably up there. That's probably pretty accurate or shy of the number, which is terrifying.
Absolutely. Well, and like my cousin, who's a firefighter, said, even if you think you have it, it's actually just better to stay home anyways, unless you're like desperate and need like actual medical attention, because you could be infecting people as you're just going out to get tested.
Absolutely.
So don't even bother test, just stay home. And and that's a good thing to tell people, but we're not getting an accurate number. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, I definitely, I've thought about that. Like when I was sick, should I have gone to get tested if it was like a week or a couple weeks later? And my answer would have been like, no, because I don't need any medical attention. So why would I leave the house? I'm just going to keep it in here and wash everything thoroughly when I'm better.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so what other numbers do you got?
Let's see. We got 586 of those cases are in Denver proper, which actually is the highest city in Colorado with it, which did surprise me, because in Colorado it kicked off in all the mountain towns where all the tourists are. But apparently it has made its way to Denver, and Denver's not the most compact city, but it's pretty compact, so it spreads around. And 8 deaths in Denver. The Denver mayor has ordered the stay-at-home to go all the way till April 30th, where the statewide one is only April 11th.
Oh, wow.
Which I think it's a lot. I mean, it's good. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it also feels like one-upsmanship.
Yeah.
Like, Like, I'll close Denver longer. Well, I'm going to close Aurora longer.
Right. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. I hadn't actually thought about that in Virginia. I don't know of any counties. It works a little different here.
I'm
Just
sure,
with
yeah.
like the way the city is laid out and what is municipal and what's not and stuff like that. But um our stay-at-home order expires June 10th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I mean, you can always cancel it early if things get
Of
better.
course.
I think it is better to have it later and then cancel it
I
early
agree.
than
I definitely agree with that.
to keep pushing it out.
Yeah.
Personal life. Well, I mentioned last week that 2 people in my band lost jobs. One of them found a job, surprisingly.
Oh, that's
All right.
great.
So groundskeeping and that stuff is apparently still essential, and he's gonna be
Groundskeeping?
yeah.
What grounds does he keep? Like, what is it? The hospital grounds? I don't.
Wasn't positive, but yeah, apparently they're still letting people cut the lawn and.
I mean, I'm happy for your friend to have a job, but at the same time, I'm like, this is a pandemic. Like, maybe don't have people outside sweating, like, or exerting themselves when they potentially need to be saving all of their energy. But okay, I mean, yeah, trim the bush, I guess.
Yeah, it's weird. But on the bad side is our jam space has officially been closed as of like 20 minutes ago.
What?
So we can't even get together to play. So
What? Why? Why is it closed? Is it a home situation?
It is a home situation.
Okay.
No one's sick or anything, but one thing that I'm learning, which we'll probably get into later, is a phrase I've been using a lot is I disagree with your choice, but I'm going to respect it.
Yeah, I think that's called adulthood, Matt. Unless you want to live in your own little echo chamber, usually you're going to have to learn to disagree. Actually, wait a second. It's not even just adulthood. It's our entire friendship because we don't agree on like anything, but we're still great friends.
It's true. Hey, we agree that the first Halloween movie is the best Halloween.
That's true. We do agree. There are some essentials that we agree on. There are. However, there are many things that we do not agree on. And that is okay.
That is okay.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear about your jam space. That's a bummer.
Yeah, so we're trying to figure out something without I don't know, we can do it in my apartment, but we'd have to drop a lot of money to essentially make it a silent practice.
Right, yeah.
And yeah, I
Do
don't
you
know.
care about your neighbors?
I mean, I can hear my neighbor walking sometimes, so these are pretty thin walls.
Yeah, okay, maybe don't do that.
Besides that, relating directly to anything with the pandemic, it's all been kind of straight ahead and normal. Nothing too
more
changing.
work.
Yeah. Our work has actually gotten back to about where we should be, where we normally would be. So curious on how that goes day to day, being that we're closed till the 30th. That because we had a bunch of like projects in the fire and things, and obviously this threw a whole wrench in that. And I was like, are they actually going to get back to like doing this project and doing that project, or are we just gonna kind of wait? So, like, what's the what's the plan here?
Yeah, there's a lot of what?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are experiencing that. But on the day to day, I think everyone's settled into working from home, and I think because it's our end of the 3rd week of us working from home. So if you haven't figured out working from home now, I don't know if you're ever going to.
Right. If you can't get the dang computer thing to do your thing, then yeah, I think maybe by now you're either so frustrated that you're just throwing your computer out the window or not working.
All right. So we want to jump into our main topic of today.
Yeah. So what's our main topic of the day, Matt?
Thought we would discuss relationships and how they're being affected, how we can continue them, and all the thoughts within and wherein.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's really interesting to think about like so obviously this pandemic is like a giant punch and middle finger to our entire society. and any
Absolutely.
plans we had. And that's not like me like being like, oh, woe is me, my plans have been canceled. Like it's not like that. It's I mean, it's totally fine to be bummed that your plans get canceled, but at the same time it's like, stay home. but
Yeah.
but with relationships, I mean, we have situations where it goes all over the place. We have people that are sequestered separately, um,
Hmm.
and then we have people that are together that shouldn't be in the same house together, and we have like a lot more domestic violence things happening. That's on the
Yeah.
rise in every city. Um, like it's just it this is changing everything. I'm probably going to say that so many times. Like that's going to be be like, oh, she won't stop saying that. But it's true. It's changing everything, and I think that like it's changing how people communicate in relationships. It's changing
Hmm.
their like insecurities are gonna. It's basically everybody's in a long distance relationship or trapped together. Like
Yeah. There's not a whole lot of middle ground
no.
anymore.
I think that as far as people with communication, one thing I hope to see, how about this? What I hope to see is communication improving in relationships, because I think that when you're in a long distance relationship, which I was um, for a while, and now I still am, I guess. I don't
You're
know.
back to being in one.
Back to being one. But like in a long distance relationship, you're responsible for what you communicate. Like there's no subtlety.
Hmm.
You can't just be like, "Oh, well, I threw the towel down differently and you were supposed to interpret that." Like no, it's you have to say what you think and what you want the other person to understand, otherwise it's in the ether and you can't be they can't be responsible for understanding that. That said,
Yeah.
um, I think that not a lot of people do that. I think most
Hmm.
relationships, people kind of like make a ton of assumptions about what the other person understands or knows, or you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
so
Yeah.
I'm hoping that this means that people will need to actually communicate more with their significant other, and that will make healthier relationships hopefully down the road. There's my optimism for the day.
There you go.
What do you think about that? Like,
Yeah, no, I think that's where it's got to be at. Like, I am single, but on dating apps, and obviously this is gonna lengthen the time you go from just chit chatting and texting till you actually meet, because no one's you'd have to really want to meet someone to pull that pin on that grenade right now.
yeah, just be like, really want to see you. Can you go to this corner and I will go to the other corner and we will wave at each other while we drink coffee. Like, stay your 6 to 10 feet away from me while we introduce ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never met you before in person, but can you come to my place and then immediately shower once you get in, and then I gotta throw all your clothes in the wash.
Yes, exactly.
That's not weird at all.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's going to be the new normal, is like everybody's going to come over, you're going to take your shoes off. That we're going to start that as a society. Like we're going to like start changing the way people greet people in their homes. I mean, anyway, you know what I'm going to
No,
say.
yeah.
This is changing everything. But yeah,
Take a
oh
drink
my
every time you
god.
say it.
You don't want that. At least you don't want that while I'm being recorded. But yeah, I mean, I hadn't really thought about the dating scene. Like, I guess you really do have to talk to each other now instead of just like, oh, I see a picture, swipey swipe and bangity bang, and that's it.
Yeah, that's got to be a down. Although it's interesting, and I sent you an article on it. It had a bunch of interesting, cool stuff on it. But there's an app specifically geared towards the
I love
coronavirus.
it.
and it asks you every day if you've washed your hands before you can interact with anyone, even on your phone.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I definitely think this was planned before the virus, and they just added that bit onto it.
Yeah.
Because the way the app works is it's very different than any other app. It's actually kind of interesting that they directly connect you to somebody, and you can chat like all day or something along those lines. Where there's no swiping, there's no pictures.
Oh, that's really cool.
And that's
Oh my
that's
God, I
pretty
love
awesome.
that.
But
See, now that is an idea that if I were single, I would consider.
yeah. So yeah, but yeah, they tacked on a thing to make it virus
Right, of
related.
course.
But I was like, good on them. Whatever.
Sure.
Marketing.
I mean, whatever. We're not totally starting a podcast during the pandemic and talking about the pandemic and using that as
exactly
the reason that we're doing this podcast. Which, I mean, it is the reason, but we did want to start a podcast a long time ago. This just kind of lit the fire under our asses.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, the other interesting part about that article, though, is they said every dating app is seeing an up in usage and connections. And that surprised me a lot because I stopped. I was like, there's no point in doing this. Can't meet anybody. But apparently more people have taken to it. I don't know if it's out of boredom or what the idea is, but there's an uptick in dating.
I like that a lot.
So yeah, and like I said, this is going to be the point where you're actually going to have to chat with people. Yeah, you're not going to just meet up somewhere and bang. You gotta.
Right. You can't. I mean, you can, but I think there's like at least 3 countries, and I think the governor of New York, or not the governor, but somebody of New York was like, now is not the time for orgies. Please stop having orgies. But no, there was like an actual like senator or parliament, not a prime minister, I don't know, somebody like in the government in Denmark or Sweden, somewhere in the Scandinavia, that was like, y'all can fact check me and yell at me, I don't care, don't at me though. But yeah, it was somebody, and they were like, please don't spread your bodily fluids right now. Now is not the time.
Although probably not related to orgies, at least I hope not. But in Kentucky, the governor did a speech, and he's like, there's 8 people that tested positive after they went to a coronavirus party.
See,
he's like, just stay home, please.
People that are like, it was. I have so many things to say about this group of people that think that it's fun to have basically a measles party, but for coronavirus. Like, let's all get it. Why do you want to get this? Like, do you not like breathing?
Yeah.
I like breathing. I don't understand. Although I will say this maybe should have gone in the news section, but I think all of the major insurance companies have officially said that they will cover all of the costs involved with coronavirus. So I know Cigna came out pretty early with it, and Aetna, and I'm on Anthem, of course, and Anthem was like, we're just going to wait like a couple weeks before we let everyone know that we'll cover them. But I just got the email like a little bit ago, so I think we're like mostly covered.
Hey, me too, from
nice.
Blue Cross Blue Shield. So I just got that as I was getting off of work.
I think the Colorado Blue Cross Blue Shield is Anthem.
Yeah, but I'm through Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Which is our head office. So
I mean, that's
slight
good
difference, I'm sure.
People are going to be covered. Like, you don't have to worry about having to pay for breathing. That seems nice. Maybe we should do that for all of the illnesses.
For all of everybody. But also don't purposely go out and try and catch it, though. Don't push your luck.
Yeah.
Swinging
thanks,
it back
Matt.
to your original point.
It's been a long day.
Although outside of romantic relationships, I know you don't have any family in your same state, right? So that really doesn't change any.
No,
of that
we're
does
already
it?
long distance, so we're chatting more. Like I'm not a family talker. I kind of like let them know I'm still alive and carry on with my life. It's not that I don't love them. I do. I just don't I don't need to interact with people every day for them. I don't know, whatever. But
Yeah.
why am I explaining myself to you? But yeah, it turns out like I've been talking to my mom more often. I've been sending videos more often. Like we're all communicating more often, which I think is cool.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, my family, my dad's been trying to FaceTime more rather than just call. I think that makes him happier. Actually, he was just trying to do it while we started a little bit ago. So if you heard a
Aw.
buzz in the background,
Hi, Matt's
that
dad.
was that. And then we're setting up a a virtual brunch on Sunday. I don't know what
That's so
that entails,
I
but
love that so much. Ugh, that's such a great idea.
so yeah, so we're adjusting. I didn't go over to my parents a lot because they actually live pretty far from me. But yeah, I mean, this fully like my dad has a compromised immune system, so you
Yeah.
just don't go over there right now. And so we're finding new ways around, new ways to discuss things.
Yeah, do you feel like you're building a relationship in a different way with them than before? Or is it like the same relationship, it's just different?
I think the same but different. Because I talk to my mom at least once a week
Oh
on the
my
phone
god,
for at
that's
least
so
an
cute!
hour or two.
Ah, everybody go, ah. That's so sweet. My mom would love it if I did that.
So
I
we
do
keep
not.
in touch.
But yeah, I feel like it's influencing the depth of relationship with me and my family, like at least certain family members. Yeah, in a positive way, for sure. Like I feel like my sisters and I were like a little bit more like we're on each other's side sort of thing. Um so I'm not mad about that. I don't know. I might need to like make better
That's
habits
good.
after all of this, like to actually stay connected to family. But I love your brunch idea. If you don't post
Yeah.
pictures, I'm gonna be real mad.
All right, I'll make sure I grab some screen grabs.
Yay!
I'll have to pre-order some like DoorDash breakfast burritos or something. Well, outside of starting podcasts with your friends, how else have you been keeping in touch with friends and things? Has that changed at all for you?
Um. Yeah. No. I think there's a lot as far as my friends are concerned. If you guys listened to the last episode, I discovered along with you that at the end of the episode, I was quite the hermit. I don't typically reach out to people, and I haven't really talked to anybody, and trying to change that now that I'm aware. um, so that said, I haven't really uh, reached out in new and different ways. I try to check in on my friends for sure. I like if I haven't heard from somebody, I try to send them at least one text to be like, "Hey, how's it going?" Like, crazy. It's been crazy, them crazy times, like, and it's the common denominator for everybody.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to do that. I have intentions to have more video calls, but I have not had very many. I think I've had one video call with actually Megan and Annie, the Goth Sloth gals that we were supposed to be performing this past weekend, so we decided to have a little boohoo phone chat instead.
Might have to steal part of that idea at least.
Yeah, like it was fun. It was good. It's so good to see people's faces. I wish I did it more often. I'm just I don't know what is wrong with me. I'm just like, oh, I could video chat that person or reach out to them to say I want to video chat, but I'm gonna lay here in silence instead.
Well, it's hard because like you just video chatting, like texting is pretty easy. You just kind of do it on the sly, shoot them a message or whatever. But to actually go like, hey, can we have a video chat? You have to like set up for that. You gotta like
There's
be
like,
presentable from the waist up. And
do you though? There are angles.
depending on which friend, I suppose.
Yeah, it's true. You do have to kind of prepare. And for me, it's not even that. Like, it's not that I'm worried about like, oh, I need to schedule this time or whatever. Like, I love video chatting once I do it, but it's like the human interaction part. Maybe I'm discovering on this episode that I am depressed. I don't know. I just have like no drive to do it, but I really want to. So if you're listening to this and you have the capability of video chatting me, don't do it out of the blue, but text me and say that you're going to, and then I will accept your challenge.
That's what my parents need to be learning. Like, you can call out of the blue, that's fine.
Yes.
But like video chatting out of the blue, like I gotta like
No.
get comfortable, get some lighting, like
right, like no surprise video chats. It's so stressful. Like, you see it pop up and it's like, if I touch the phone wrong, it's gonna see me. Like, I can't handle that sort of stress.
But I think this is gonna be the final push to get us on the video phones of all the future movies we saw. Like, we've had that capability, but no one wants to use it,
right,
for the most part. And now I think it's gonna be like a new staple where you're gonna FaceTime rather than call.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think that it's also going to influence how people in relationships value their friends.
Yeah.
Because I think we all know people in relationships that like don't have friends. Like, their whole world is their partner, and they just don't. They're either not allowed to abuse, or they can't, like, they don't have no drive, no desire to hang out with other people. But now that people are stuck inside with their other half, they're like, oh, I want to talk to someone that's not you. So I do have some friends that I don't typically hear from that have been reaching out, and I'm like, oh, you must not want to talk to your husband right now.
Yeah, one of my friends had an ex from 10 years ago reach out to him.
Oh, God.
Because it's like end times. Like, I gotta get some closure before,
right, yeah, it's like
before it all goes down.
They're coming out of the woodwork, like yeah, I don't know. It's I think that people are going to start valuing friends and just people. Like, I think that all of this, even just like, not even acquaintances, just humans, I think it's humanizing everyone. And people are, well, not everyone. There are those people. But I think that it's humanizing a lot of people. I was out walking my dog, which I am wont to do when my dog spins in circles and says, I want to go outside. And I was walking along, and usually, I mean, I live in a neighborhood, we're all in the 21st century. No one talks to each other. Like, you might acknowledge each other, but it's not like, howdy, how you doing? Like, this is not the deep south, so, and I'm not white, so I think usually when I'm walking Banna, it's a peaceful outing. And especially nowadays, because we, like, now is the time that if you don't want to walk on the same sidewalk as a black person, you have another reason to say that that's why you went to the other side of the road. But this woman just drove up in a car and was just telling me about her day. Like, she was telling me about what happened. She was like, "Oh, your dog's so cute. I work at a vet's office. This is what happened today." And I was like, "Wow, you must be lonely, and I'm happy to listen to your story. Please tell me about your day."
But yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right, though. Like, even companies and stuff, I think, have been finding more of the human side.
Yeah, well,
well, some, yes, some.
People are finding human side. Companies are looking at their bottom line, personally, but
I think there's some that are helping out. I got a friend that's at a startup, and they're all working from home, and the CEO sent pizza to everyone's house so they could have a virtual pizza party. And I was like, that's kind of fun
really
stuff.
Sweet. They're worried about retention.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. But I mean, I think stuff like Ford producing splash masks and stuff for hospitals.
That is cool.
Is stuff like that. I think they're trying to, I don't know. It's definitely garnering heavy favor. So when you come back, so when you can buy a car again, you're like, oh, Ford did a good
And it's
thing.
probably right off. But I at the same time, like, I think you're right. I think we do have to. I can be a cynic all day long, and I will be. But I think we do have to recognize that people are doing good things for other people, and that's nice to see.
Yeah.
We never get to see that. We just have to, like, watch. I mean, this past decade. Ugh, that sounds like a long time. This past decade, we have, like, listened to people tear each other down in some of the most horrific ways. And now we kind of get to see some human decency. So hopefully that increases
Hopefully, yeah.
as we go.
So kind of an interesting interaction I had with a friend is I got a friend that we share a Universal Yums box, which is a box that sends you snacks from other countries once a month. And apparently Yums is still up and running. I don't know how they're doing it, but they're up
Shipping
and running.
companies are probably doing it.
But I was like, she had, we'd usually have it sent to the office. She's a work friend. And she went to the office and grabbed one that came in, and she sat it at her house. I was like, oh, we can have a party together and just, have the Yums. And she's like, I don't know if I want to do that because I'm worried about, everything.
Aww.
And so it's a bummer, but that's, again, what I kind of alluded to way at the beginning of you kind of have to go with, I kind of disagree with your reasoning, but I'm going to respect it because I'm not going to be a dick and force you to do something that feels unsafe or against you.
Yeah.
And so that's just kind of where a lot of things with relationships I've been running into, too, is just like some people are, feeling unsafe. The reason why we can't jam anymore is all of a sudden someone that lives in the house doesn't feel safe having people over. And, you can't disagree with
No,
it.
you can't. I mean, and frankly, I am such a hermit that I get it. Like, I understand the, like, emotional drive of wanting to keep your band going and your friends, and people are, it cures depression, and, cures might be a strong word, but it distracts your depression and stuff like that. Like, it's important, but I think as, like, a slight recluse, I would be terrified to see other people. Like, when I had the plumbing incident and a human walked in, I was like, unclean. So I get it. You're right. It's a lot of, like, meet people where they're at, which again is a good policy for always. Like,
Absolutely.
People are responding to this in very, very different ways, based on all sorts of things. And I think we just all have to be like, okay, that's fine. It truly is fine. Yeah.
I don't know how much detail you want to go into, but you do have a partner, as you mentioned before. So how's everything going with that? How's this affected that? Are you guys hanging out at all, or
we have not seen each other since this has all started, which frankly makes me want to scream. But I think that at the beginning it made a lot of sense. We didn't know where we had been, who we had been in contact with. I had been sick. So I definitely wanted to be sequestered for at least 14 days. I was watching the CDC recommendations, and they were like, 14 days after the start of your symptoms. And I was like, how about after the end of my symptoms?
Safe and
yeah,
sorry.
like my partner is in a house where he's taking care of his elderly mother, and his mother is very ill already. And I do not want to contribute to any sort of problems there. So bottom line, we have not seen each other, and so we're kind of starting to explore what seeing each other might look like. Like, we've both been isolated for a long time, so it's like, would it be safe by now for us to see each other? I think we're both like, yes, it is safe. But it requires some thought and some consideration for the people around us, mostly him, because like I said, his mother is vulnerable right now.
Yeah.
I mean, always, but especially right now. And so I think that is a factor. And I think the only other thing, I mean, like I said, we were long distance from 3,000 miles apart before we were long distance 1 hour apart. So I think that it's just a little bit of like falling back into an old rhythm of like, all of the communication styles that we've done for a while. It's inconvenient, but it's not the end of the world. Like we're fine. Things are fine. We're just each of us struggle on different days because of different things, and that's just relationships. Like I'm struggling today. I was like, after that furlough call, I was like, God damn it.
Yeah, no, sometimes you just get like a hard thing and you're like, I just want to either yell at somebody or get some comfort or do something. You're just like, I can't.
Why? And then I know for a fact he's going stir crazy. So he's been going on long walks, and I've been like not going on long walks because I'm so stressed about work that I'm like glued to my computer. And I'm like, but I want to go on a long walk. So I think hopefully seeing each other soon-ish will help both of us just like calm down. But
yeah, I mean, that's my personal thing is, if two people are been quarantined for a while, and all you do is you drive in your car by yourself to another person quarantined house, you got pretty low risk.
And I mean, we're both getting groceries like delivered, so I imagine I feel like your vision on this is good. I'm gonna go with that because I want it to be right.
I mean, I'm not a doctor. I know that's surprising.
I don't know. That BIHOC is telling me that you're definitely like top of the league doctor. I really hope that I have a doctor someday with BIHOCs. That would make me happy.
So I'd say a really cool thing that you did, and I think people can do this to help, at least with friendships or with anything, is the watch party, the virtual watch party. Unfortunately, I didn't get to participate.
I did not see your name pop up.
I didn't get the notification until like it was done. I was like,
I did do it like right at the start mark, because it's actually an event that the bar that I work at, which is like Goth Industrial, awesome bar, and they do like a horror night every Monday, so they just turned it into a Netflix party, and I was like, this is bomb. And then it was like 3 of us in there, and so I was like, I'm inviting all my friends, because you don't have to be local to join. It's like, let's do it.
Exactly. No, I don't know if they still do it, but I remember 100 years ago on Xbox 360 when they first put Netflix on there was an option to like have your friends join the same Netflix watch, and like your little avatars would actually be in the movie theater, like you'd see the screen. I was like, that'd be fun to like rekindle that if that's still a thing. And then you'd have your headset in so you can chat back and forth.
They're like kicking themselves for not keeping that feature.
Yeah, if it's still not going, like, that is great. Like, Netflix should try. I bet you they're trying to figure that out.
Well,
right
Netflix
now. Like,
Party isn't Netflix. It's a glitchy ass Chrome extension.
Right. Yeah, but I bet you Netflix is figuring out a way in app to like start a party or something.
Definitely.
But yeah, I thought that was cool, and you can totally do stuff like that. Yeah, just get like a chat room going or whatever, even like a Zoom or whatever, and just have everyone watch the same.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's like genuinely a great time, especially if it's like not. Actually, no. Even if it's a serious movie, it's great. Highly recommend.
So I think, relationships are going to be completely different. All aspects of relationships too, family, romantic, all that fun stuff.
And for real, it's like people that are, stuck in a dangerous situation.
Oh yeah, we didn't even get into that. Let's get into that.
I don't necessarily want to dive headfirst in. I can only take so much today. But I do want to say that, like, if you know someone that you are worried about, now is the time to be checking up on them, because if they are in a household where they do not feel safe, it is, I promise you, it is 4,000 times scarier right now, where there's like, they already felt trapped and now they actually are trapped.
Yeah, they're literally trapped. Because I don't there's I don't know if women's shelters are still open right now.
I'm sure they are, especially just based on a lot of nonprofits are still open, so that makes sense if they are. And also the police departments of a lot of different cities are responding to a lot more domestic violence calls, so I know those resources are like pumping up their availability and the ways that they are helping people. I think that at this point, if someone is in danger of being, you know, violently assaulted, then I don't care about the virus. Get out. So
yeah, exactly. Figure out the virus later, because you're in immediate danger from something that's
exactly
right in
so
front
I
of
think that we can just leave it at, if you know someone that you're worried about, or if you are someone, you know, we sound like a 90s sitcom. If this applies to you, there are resources out there. I can put them in the podcast description. It's scary right now, and so I think just look out for each other now more than ever. And there are resources if you're in this situation and you can get out, and you do have people that will help you, so please consider it. Okay.
Absolutely. So now that we got dark, let's lighten it up a bit. And let's talk about our distractions of the week. What have you been doing to distract yourself?
I have two things that I'm so proud of myself. So you did already mention one. The Netflix party was a great distraction. Like, I was like, yeah, sure, I'm gonna join and it'll be fine or whatever. And I ended up like being a little chatterbox over there. Like, just, we watched like a couple cheesy horror movies and it was delightful. Just chatting I didn't even know half the people in there, like, and you can go in anonymously because you don't have to put your name, so it's just like whoever, everybody's just like chatting up, making jokes. It was so much fun, and it made me feel connected to people when I, like I said, have been hiding from humans.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that I did, which was actually today, the lead singer of Empathy Test went live for an acoustic set, and I was therefore I put it on my calendar. I was like, you can't stop me from seeing this, and it was so good. They are one of my favorite musical acts of the last couple years, and I just, like, an acoustic, like, I am a sucker for acoustic. So I was just, it was so good. It made me feel, again, connected to other people, because there were like 800 people watching. Not that I felt connected to them. I was just like, other people are doing the thing I'm doing. Yay!
Yeah. It's like
exactly.
A concert, but less
yeah,
sweating.
And I was like, you know, doing my nails while I listened, and I was just like, oh, this is so good. I don't know. So those two things were really great distractions that I highly recommend to other people. And I will say, a lot of musicians,
That's awesome.
I mean, you are one. A lot of musicians, not only are they struggling right now, but they are a lifeline for so many of us. Like, if you'll find yourself listening to music to help you pass the time, distract yourself, maybe consider supporting your favorite musicians, because they can't make money any other way.
Yeah, it was all the market already went way towards, like, you only make money from live shows. You don't make money from CDs or downloads or anything anymore. And yeah, they literally can't.
So if you know, your favorite musicians, think about entertainers in general. Think about supporting them in whatever way. And a lot of them are going live for like little concerts here and there. You're going live next week.
But did you see any of the iHeartRadio
Oh, no, I
concert,
saw that it
the
was going to
living room
happen and I wanted
concerts?
to join, but I did not because motivation.
I didn't see it live. I didn't see it live, but I saw a couple of those things because it had Billy Joe
Mhm.
Armstrong from Green Day, and Green Day is my all-time favorite.
He's smiling a lot while he says
And he
that.
and he played Boulevard of Broken Dreams from his house,
Oh,
and it had like his dogs running
that's
around in
so
the
cute.
background, and it was really cool. Eilish did Bad Guy.
Nice.
That was really cool. One of the fun ones, it's really dumb, but it was a lot of fun. But I can't find it anymore. They took down like all these videos. Uh, so I don't. Hopefully, iHeartRadio or whoever owns it puts them somewhere because there were some really great performances. But the Backstreet Boys did "I Want It That Way," but all
Oh,
at their house,
yes.
separate from each other, and it was just goofy and fun. And they were all
Oh
like
my god,
mugging
I
for the
love that. That's
camera, like
actually why
hardcore.
I wanted to do because I saw the Backstreet Boys were doing it, and I was like, oh my god, I have to. Like that would have made my night, but I don't remember. I think I was just like, that takes effort to press a button, and so I will lie here and lament that I am missing it.
Although I will say, I'm pretty sure Nick was lip singing. I'm gonna throw him under the
You
bus.
know, hey, whatever.
but but yeah, that
It's
was
the Backstreet Boys. They lip synced halfway through their entire career. They can keep doing it for as long as they want. Whatever.
but yeah, that was a lot of fun. So yeah, there's a lot of bands like thank you to them for sure to like just putting on performances from their house. It's just a way to keep going and help us distract us
Seriously.
all.
I was just listening to the Ghost 5 by Nine Inch Nails, and that got me through yesterday. And I was like, Trent, saving me again, brah. let's, let's keep it going, man. So yeah, find ways to support your musicians. It's important, and like think about the things that are getting you through all of this, and then think about the people that are making that happen, and then maybe like show them some love, even if it's just like giving them love on their page and you know adding comments and sharing stuff like that goes a long way. So
Oh yeah, no, the
yeah,
algorithm just like a thumbs up if it's a YouTube video or yeah, just adding a comment, something, it's all, helpful and gets, lets them know people care about what they're doing.
faux show. What about you? What are you distracting yourself with?
A few things. I don't know if we'll do the video for this one, but I went ahead and did my old hairstyle from high school because I don't have to be in the office.
Yeah.
So I cut bihawks and tried to dye them hot pink, but it didn't really stick.
Yeah, I
Um,
did notice that they were. I was like, "Are you going redhead? Like, are you? You like slow instead of going gray."
I'm turning red. Now it looks better once there's like product in it and I stick it up. It looks redder, but
Oh, okay, yeah. No, it looks
um,
great.
but yeah, it's like screw it. I don't have to be in the office and I was like, if I hate it, I'll just keep buzzing my head anyway. So I really needed a haircut, and I was giving myself a haircut.
Sure, yeah. Why not?
So
That's awesome.
that was fun just to do that because I can like enjoy the little things. I also was able to get a few things I needed to fix my acoustic guitar, and I did all the maintenance on that, and that is fixed up, and I've been playing that again.
Yay!
Thinking about doing an acoustic stream of myself, just
Yeah,
doing
do
that.
it.
Gotta get songs together. I only got like 3. I started a 4th today though.
Well,
So
all right, there you go.
moving along, but
Do
yeah, no,
three and a
that's
half.
yeah. And then the band yesterday worked out all the kinks with being able to stream yesterday. So
Just in time to have things changed on you.
that's life right now though.
It really is.
Like you can't be upset with change. Like you can't plan anything because everything changed.
Nope. I planned on working tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do do do.
But so yeah, those have been my big ones. I've also found a about a 2.5 mile stretch, like a track I can walk, and I've been doing that 2 to 3 times this week.
Nice. Yeah, I
Um,
saw that you posted somewhere that you got back from a walk, and I was like, yeah, all right. That's That's great.
And yeah, it's all in. I don't see anybody on it, so there's not even like a chance of being around people. So it's just a nice. I can get out of it. And I even did it today, and it's super cold today in Denver. We had a 40-degree drop in overnight. So,
oof, ouch.
I don't know if it still is, but it was snowing a minute ago. But I was like, you know what? I still want my walk. And
yeah, you warm up as you go.
Yeah. So yeah, just been walking and music like you. Just doing
that's
that.
Great. I'm glad that there's something that like helps it. I think that I'm hoping this is another positive hope thing, but I hope that after all of this, people are spending a little bit more time outside.
Yeah. I think hopefully, they start seeing the importance of that. Unfortunately, I do got to say there's a park right near me, and it was very busy this weekend. I was like,
it's like the opposite effect.
Yeah, you should be avoiding the busy area. Like the park itself is even closed. Like they got signs like "Don't go here," but everyone's
That's
like,
hilarious.
Nah.
That's mostly hilarious because you're in Denver. Yeah. And there's a giant mountain range like right over there.
Well, they closed a lot of the mountain hiking passes because people were showing up in droves, and they're like, "No, this is not what you're supposed to be separate from each other."
No, that sucks. I mean, I get it. Like, you should close public areas, but at the same time, it's like people need to go outside right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you have to give them space. Like the reservoir. Like, I hope that people are just like going to the reservoir and staying away from each other because there's a ton of space. Like, I don't know.
But I have been finding out how many people in my complex have dogs because they've all been playing fetch with their dog like right out back instead of going somewhere, and it's like, good for them. Get that.
No, that's good.
Get the energy out.
Dogs are like, why? You're home all the time. This is everything I've ever wanted. Oh my god.
This is amazing. Although I think my cat has a not affinity for me working from home. It's like, you bother me so much. Go away.
Oh yeah. Probably.
Just walk up to her whenever she's sleeping, like, hey, wake up.
Nisha loves that I'm home all the time, but it means that she can bother me all day.
Nah.
I mean, I pick her up plenty, and like she loves it. Like I usually pick her up and hold her like a baby while I'm at my desk and I do stuff, and then she just like lays there and purrs and bites my fingers. But like otherwise, she's like, "Why are you not paying attention to me? Excuse me, I'm gonna bite your feet now. I'm gonna claw at your ass. Pay attention to me." God damn it, cat.
Mine has two modes on that. It's either leave me alone, I'm going to sleep, or now it's time to see me.
Yes.
Like,
or I'm going to knock everything off of everything you ever own
until you pay attention to me. Hey, look what I'm doing.
She's so good at that. She's a pro. I love it.
That's what a lot of the noise on my side has been. Is she's in that mood now, so she's been circling the mic stand.
Aww, she wants to be part of the podcast.
She doesn't speak English.
Well, yes, she does. You just don't speak cat English.
There you go.
I'm alone a lot lately, guys.
I've been alone so long. My cat finally started talking back to me. Except all she does is tell me which presidents were part of the Illuminati.
What's that from?
It was all of them. I just made that up.
Oh, okay. Straight from Matt's brain, guys. This is why he has a YouTube channel.
There's been a lot of extra insanity from my brain.
Yeah, for real. Oh my god, did you see my post? Anyway, we'll talk about it later. Not on the podcast. All right.
So do you have any weird stories this week or anything goofy that happened besides someone just pulling over and talking to you about their day?
Not really. I mean, that was the highlight of my week. It's not a really like no. Just I did do and I hope to do it again, to-gosas instead of mimosas.
Oh, yeah.
So I drove up, grabbed my brunch and a bottle of champagne and drove away and came home and had brunch by my onesie. It was great.
There's one place that I have by me that's advertising a really good looking drink. I forgot what it was, but it was like, I should have that because Yeah, today would have been the start of my vacation if the world didn't end.
Oh no!
So
You
it's
would
like
be
I
pushing
should.
off on your cruise.
Yeah, I would have left this upcoming Sunday, and today would have been like my first day of like being off of work and cleaning my house and getting ready for the trip. And I even dropped the PTO because I was like 2 weeks without any work right now.
Not a good
Doesn't
call.
sound great. Yeah.
Not a good call right now.
So I opted because my team needs help anyways at the moment. So I was like, I'll just cancel that and do it later or something. But yeah, I was like, oh, I should get that, whatever that is. It looks good. It looks sugary and full of rum. That's the important thing.
That sounds like a Caribbean drink to me. I think you should. Yeah, get your treat yourself to a little non-cruise cocktail. Put some like salt air in a fan and blow it at yourself or something.
Yeah, and as it gets really cold out here too.
Whatever.
I have a kind of funny story that we can keep it up and light with. It doesn't necessarily have to do with the virus, but I still think it's just really funny. We gave everyone in my employee has touchscreen monitors for their laptops. So it's a law firm, so they can mark stuff on the laptop and all that, and it's really cool. And one person was confused why it wasn't working, and I was like, I don't know, it should just work. And then I had to be like, wait, are you doing it on just the monitor at your house? Yeah, they weren't doing it on the laptop. They're trying to write on their monitor.
Oh no!
And I was like, that's so funny that I'm not even mad at you. Like, that is almost adorable.
That is precious. Oh, you sweet baby angel.
And it's like, I needed that.
Aw, that's a great laugh. I love that. Oh my god. Not gonna lie, I mean, I have had those moments.
It's just sometimes where you just get a moment of the day where you're just like, yeah, that's funny. I don't even care.
That's straight up funny.
All right, so I think let's go ahead and wrap this up for today. And let's end it with, of course, our hermit levels. 10 being Howard Hughes, 1 being the Wolf of Wall Street. We'll just do it on the Leonardo DiCaprio
on the
scale.
The Leo scale. And
where have you been?
This week, I know who Howard Hughes is because Do Go On podcast came out with a Howard Hughes episode. I would like to imagine that they're somehow tapped into my... No, I don't. I don't want to imagine that they're tapped into my house at all. But yes, I listened to them, and now I know who he is. He was an asshole, turns out.
But a smart ass.
A smart asshole indeed. So I am, I was thinking about it earlier, and I think that I am a solid 7, which is better than last week. Last week I was an 8. I still have, like I mentioned, I still have not really video chatted with anyone other than a couple of friends on one very brief call. But I did do the Netflix party thing, and I did post more on Facebook. I know that that's not socializing, but I did interact with people a little bit more on social media this week. And so I'm hoping that this is a trend, and next week I will be even more social with people, maybe.
I think I've gone backwards a little, only because I was so social the previous week because everything didn't quite click in and all that. So like this past weekend, I was entirely at home the entire weekend outside of a really short grocery trip. Everything was just at home. And then I went out and did jam with the band yesterday. But my friend at work's been busy with her stuff, so we haven't even been able. We try to call each other and just BS about not even work stuff, just to talk. But she's been really busy, so we haven't been doing that. So I'd say a 4 this week.
Wait, isn't that high? Low? Wait, weren't you a 4 last week?
Yeah. Sorry. I'd say a 6 then. Yes.
Okay.
Let's swap that. I'm a 6. But yeah, we're gonna have the brunch coming up, the video brunch, and we'll see how that goes.
That's so adorable.
And I'm gonna bug my friend and call her tomorrow. I'm just be like, you know what? You just stop what you're doing.
Talk to me.
And we're gonna talk about a thing.
Oh, that's great. I think that we should totally do it. Like, there's so many hours in the nighttime. We could do a Netflix party. But I'm not going to watch any of your stupid Arrowverse things.
Fine, only David Fincher movies.
Okay.
I
know who David Fincher is, but I can't remember what he's done.
Seven, Fight Club.
Oh, then yes.
The Social Network, which just hit Netflix.
Oh, did it? I think I watched that. I think I didn't like it.
It's a really good movie. And your boy Trent did the soundtrack for it, actually.
Yeah, I did watch that, and
he won an Oscar for the soundtrack.
Yeah, I did see that, and it was not my favorite movie, but it was a good soundtrack.
He also did Aliens 3, unfortunately.
But yeah, I think I want to continue my my Star Trek Discovery. I could not remember the name of it.
Your Star Trek Trek into Discovery.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, Star Trek Discovery is on my docket for this week. Season 1. Season 2. All right. So
I don't know. I love Doug Jones's character so much that
I love him.
I enjoyed. That's the only part. Was the Rainn Wilson episode the first season or second season? See, I really like that episode too. But second season where it got like, I'm on board. I'm really like
now
intrigued.
It's kind of like a Star Trek show and not just like a weird sci-fi movie that happens to be branded Star Trek. But anyway, that could be a whole other podcast.
Yeah, that would be a whole other thing. But yeah, I don't know what's on docket for me outside of the family.
Maybe playing with your band
Just
this week.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully, we're gonna figure something out for a stream. I'll hopefully get news on that when we figure it out.
I'm hoping.
But yeah, we literally just got that news.
Well, I hope you guys figure it out, and if not, I hope that you do it outside. I think that would be awesome. Maybe other people don't agree, but whatever. Oh, and other news before we wrap up, I do want to say thank you so much to my dear, dear friend Megan Stern, who designed our podcast image cover thing. I don't know what it's officially called.
Logo?
Yeah. Well, sort of. Okay. I don't know. But yeah, so we don't have a website or anything. We're going to do the social stuff here in a second, but I do want to thank from the bottom of my heart Megan Stern. She is amazing. And if you...
Thanks, Megan.
Yeah, exactly. And if you need to find her, I don't remember her social life.
Oh, no.
But I will share it next episode, which means you have to listen next episode. Ha-ha!
There you go. You can put it in the show notes.
I can put it in the show notes. I will put it in the show notes.
So where can people find you, though?
You can find me on the Instagrams and the Twitter, it turns out, at Luna Minuit. So at Luna_Minuit, Luna__MINUIT. I am there. I'm around. I don't always post a lot, but you can holla at me, and I will probably interact with you unless you're a jerk, and then I will block you.
I'm at Wizard_Matt on Twitter and Wizard_Cosplay on the Instagram. We did get a Twitter up and going. Let me pull that up.
It is Goth and Sloth.
That's it. Yeah. We have our own Twitter, but we're not really doing anything with it yet. But
yeah, we do have a Twitter account. It's at Goth and Sloth. And we have an email address now as well, gothandsloth@gmail.com. I guess if you want to say things at us, I don't know.
Yeah, you can let us know how wrong we are about things.
Yeah, sure, whatever. I'll just be like, Matt, there's mail for you.
You deal with the angry people.
I'll deal with the nice people. Thank you. I'm a fragile, fragile soul. Not really. I mean, sort of.
So, yeah. Hopefully everyone joins us next week as we continue our trek into the pandemic and where it leads
Yes,
us.
and please wash your damn hands. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.